Like to me, I think I'm fine like with the classes I'm taking now. I'm enjoying as a computer engineer, I'm enjoying the classes now. And all I still need to have is like telecommunication thing. How would that make my class time more effective? I don't know, I'm still kind of confused with the purpose and the benefits as a current student now to merge these two institutions.
If you're happy with what you're taking now, we are going to do everything we can. We are going to make sure that you can continue to do what it is that you want now. And if we were going to fill this place with everybody like you, then we're good to go. Right? If we want to attract students who are just as smart and just as ambitious, but they're interested in something else that's not here, we can get it for them here, then that's what we want to do. There was somebody else.
I'd like to go back to the point that was making. You said it kind of increased last time if the professors need to do study credits, people connected with how were they at one time for that?
If you have limited resources, I guess, for example, there actually, we did a mapping of the courses in electronics engineering and the courses in electrical engineering. And it turns out they're actually very close. In Lincoln, all those courses are taught every semester. In Omaha, they're taught once a year. However you look at it, you've got instructors teaching the same thing 3 times a year. If you could, you know, there's studies on how big a class, you know, so classes where you need to have small, intimate groups like labs, like recitation sections, like design type projects. You have to make sure that those classes remain small. But there's been studies that have shown, I don't remember exactly the number, I think it's like 25 to 35, maybe something from the station. But once you get over that size, it doesn't matter whether you have 30 kids or 300 kids in a classroom. And I'm not proposing that we're going to go to, please don't hear that. But if you can, instead of having 3 professors teach the same thing 3 times in a year, you know, if you can just go to teaching it twice a year, once each semester, right? You freed up somebody to do something else. And those are the efficiencies that we have to be taking advantage of. Well, the college is going to grow from 2,700 to 3,600. That's the projection over 5 years, right? I mean, there are. I think it's a mistaken understanding to think that every single class has to be small. Right? Some classes, these get into pedagogical discussions of what's the best way to teach, and you know. But some classes, like I said, have to be small. And we have to put our resources in to make sure that those are small. Some of the lecture classes can be larger. Yeah, well, lab is going to be small, right? But where you have the opportunity, what we're all about right now is trying to figure out where opportunities for efficiency lie, without negatively impacting quality education. And so we are not going to be growing labs. That's not the target. The target is not to gain efficiencies by just piling a whole bunch more kids in the lab.
I know you're not trying to increase the lot component, you're trying to increase the lecture component. But the increased lecture, you can apply that to calculation.
No, I think the vector that you're leaving out here is the fact that as we grow enrollment, we're going to grow faculty, TA, adjunct. That's the big price tag in the plan.
You apply that with calculation.
We definitely do, and in fact, it's historic growth in the number of faculty. Minimally talking about 50 new faculty in college, 30 of them will be in alcohol. Historic growth disproportionately,
We're talking about a 75% growth in faculty. Ellen and I have discussions about this. We have rolled out, if you look at Big Ten universities, they internally fund one graduate student per tenure track faculty. And they're also funding externally about 5 per faculty. So it's a good investment. Right? But we have rolled out the funding of internal graduate students for all departments, and those have been rolled out principally as TAs. So the first time there's now a structured pool of TAs which are out there to support. I mean, the grading, sort of the proctoring the labs and those sorts of things, that's a great place where you can actually free up faculty time to be doing other things, whereas before they had to do all that as well. So I'm sorry,
well, we know that you will be merging electronics with electrical engineering. How's that going to affect our curriculum, and how's that going to affect the amount of money we have to spend on our education? Does that add to our curriculum? Is that going to count towards our degree by taking more classes that are more electrical engineering?
no,
Good question, really good question.
Yeah. The curriculum stays the same. The electronics engineering degree program will stay as it is, and your tuition and your, well, we don't have a choice, tuition's capped by the Board of Regents, right? So we're done with that. But your tuition is not going to increase, the curriculum is not going to change. What we are going to do is, we're just going, so you're happy with the degree program that you have here, but we are also going to, the proposal is to also add the electrical engineering degree. Okay, so if a student wants an electrical engineering degree instead of an electronics engineering degree, or instead of a computer engineering degree, that will be available to them.
So let me reinforce. Nobody in this room, nothing about your undergraduate degree program is going to change because of the growth plan of Iron College. We're not going to change the curriculum. The same degree requirements that applied to you yesterday apply today. Nothing has changed about that. If, I don't like talking this way, but think of a university as a corporate structure. So corporations change their structure. They take this division and they merge it with that division and they put it over here. The merger, the potential merger of the Department of Seed and the Department of Double E is just changing the administrative housing in which faculty work and in which curriculum sit. Nothing about the curriculum is being changed. Nothing about the faculty, nothing about the...
With the way it's set up now, there's always kind of been a fine line between being a UNL student and being a UNL student, getting your degree from UNL. With the merger, how would that affect like our student status, and then would that affect maybe a UNL only scholarship that we have, that there's like a good bridge or anything like that, we would be able to use that funding on our degree program?
Let DJ and I start with that, and then the needs can pick it up. Okay, so everybody who's a College of Engineering student, you're already a UNL. Everybody who's a College of ISMT student, you're already a UNO student. Okay? When you get handed your diploma, if you're an engineering student, it's going to have the word Lincoln on it. Always have. for 100 and something. You're an IS&T, your diplom's going to have the word Omaha on it. Always has. Never. The amazing thing about Omaha engineering students, the incredible advantage that you have, is that you are in fact served by 2 campuses. You're one of a very small group of students who has that advantage. So Tim's going to talk about some new advantages that Lincoln will offer you. But the cool thing is that all the generous, good, kind, readily available service that you get on the UNO campus from the amazing faculty and staff of UNO, all the services stay the same. Nothing changes about that.
Yeah, let me emphasize that. When the engineering students are Lincoln students, but when you come here, the faculty and staff of UNO kind of adopt you as UNO, honorary UNO students.
Yeah, I think more than honorary.
So you have access to the same student services that every UNO student has, the same support services every UNO student has, to participate in any of the extracurricular activities or co-curricular activities that UNO has. You get to participate in all those.
You
And
get
we
hockey
want,
tickets,
which
which I think is.
you get all of those things, and it's important to us from UNO's standpoint that you feel that you are a part of the campus. You're also part of the Lincoln campus, and Dean Wade can talk about that. The way I see it is I used to be a dean here, and we had criminology, criminal justice in that department. It is on both the Lincoln campus and the Omaha campus. Students who are pursuing the criminal justice degree on the Lincoln campus are UNO students. When they graduate, there's an Omaha on their diploma, but they get all the support services that UNL students do on the Lincoln campus. It's very important to Ellen and I that you don't see anything that you feel puts you at a disadvantage, no matter which campus you're on. I mean, it's very important to us. And Professor Rojas will tell you that on more than one occasion, we've had student regents from the Omaha campus who are in architectural engineering. They are eligible, and Martha can say this. Isn't your second in command an engineer architect?
Yes.
So we have faculty from the Lincoln campus who are resident here in Omaha who are on our faculty senate. So it's important for you to understand that while programs will be added here, while faculty will be added here, and while you will have some benefits of being a UNL student, you will have all the benefits that you would have had or have had or will have by being here.
I've worked in higher education all of my adult life, and it's the most generous situation I've ever seen built by one campus for students who administrative are earning degrees from campus. It's an amazing situation at Omaha University. What Dean Way's been working on for 2 years is chipping away at any administrative barriers in Lincoln to you being also treated as sort of fully empowered Lincolns. We can talk about that.
What's driving the requirement to add electrical engineering?
Let Tim finish that and then we'll come back to that. You want to talk about additional benefits that you're trying to build for Omaha?
Well, I want to address the scholarship money issue. I think, and I may actually pull it back to them, but for the first time, I'm going to use the word ever, as far as I know. The admissions office, the scholarship office of both campuses are working together in a coordinated way. We want to have a single presence at